fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
Yet somehow, you have failed to bring me one real world lead.
It's over, Tim. Close up and come back home.
So you quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. What if this is your daughter? She's gone.
Hear that? That's the sound of freedom.
Hello, my friends. Ron back again for another video, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Reality of God with Ron. I hope you enjoyed that trailer of Sound of Freedom, starring Jim Caviezel, who plays the part of Tim Ballard, a man who went out and rescued a lot of children from the sex trafficking ring. Of course, many of you who are watching this video right now, if you haven't gone and seen it yet, I would suggest to go see it. It is a very, very good movie. I've already seen it twice. Saw it with my parents, and then I also saw it with my girlfriend and her mom. And just every time you watch it, you just tears roll down your eyes. I mean, it's just an absolutely fascinating movie. But that is the subject of this video today, is to talk about the reality of child trafficking and protecting our children. And before I get into this, I want you guys to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, give me a like so we can spread this message around here on YouTube. And I know YouTube likes to censor and edit. You know what? I don't care. Whatever YouTube does, that's what they do. And then I can always go to Rumble. I don't have any videos on Rumble yet, but if it goes to that point, then I will start posting on Rumble. Anyways, as you saw by that trailer, it's actually a movie that has become one of the top box office movies right now, and I think that, and I praise God for that. I think that is incredible. But the movie itself is it's very disturbing. It's it's very horrific, but you have to get to a point where you have to just send a message to people about the whole entire thing of child trafficking. Now, I myself, I am a gymnastics teacher. I work with children, so protecting children is probably one of my biggest parts of my job, and always making sure that they're safe doing gymnastics. Also, make sure they go to their correct guardian parent, whoever that is, after they leave gymnastics. But that is my job, and I've been doing it for 20 years, and I always, I'm very, careful and everything with what I do at my job. Anyways, when you take a look at how disturbing and how realistic this is, and I'm getting upset because if you haven't been hiding under a rock, you notice what the mainstream media is talking about this movie, and CNN, MSNBC, and so forth have been saying that this is a QAnon conspiracy. This is like, none of this is really happening and so forth. They're making it sound like it doesn't exist, when it exists so much. It's in the billions of dollars industry, billions with a B. And I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, I'm looking at these people, and I'm like, okay, first of all, this is about trafficking children, you would think no matter what political party you belong to, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Socialist, Communist, everybody would be on the same page about this whole entire thing. Am I right? Everybody would be on the same page about children. I mean, these news people, they have children. Their mothers, their fathers. Don't you think you want to protect your children? Am I right? Don't you think this is a universal thing and not really a political thing? A QAnon conspiracy? I mean, really, I'm flabbergasted what these media people are saying. And anybody in Hollywood besides Mel Gibson standing up for this movie. No, there isn't one person standing up and saying, you need to go see this movie. You need to go see this movie. It's very important you go see this movie. How realistic child trafficking is, what we need to do about it. Not one star except Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel and all the others. Jim Caviezel, of course, who played Jesus in Passion of the Christ, also plays Tim Ballard. He did a phenomenal job with this part. And I'm thinking to myself, have I entered like in the Twilight Zone or something? This is pretty much everything you need to know about what their plan is. Okay, you know, it's gotten to the point where they're trying to, like, you can see they're trying to hide their secrets and keeping things, you know, in a bubble. And I could probably speak for all of you. If you have kids, then you definitely are be on the same page as me, you know, protecting our children, protecting, and you would be incredibly upset of seeing this, even knowing this is even occurring. And it is. It's happening all over the world. But what's sad, and this is a fact, that the United States is the biggest contributor to this industry. And it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind what is happening, and it's sad, and it's like, I can't believe that nothing is being done about it. But now we can actually do something about it. If you go see this movie, then you see the reality of child exploitation. You see the reality of it. And again, you know, it's a universal, it should be a universal thing. Everybody should be on the same page, no matter what political party you belong, no matter what, if you're a liberal, conservative, it doesn't matter. Everybody should know. We should be all on the same thing when it comes to child trafficking. And there's also the point where, you know, you heard about the AMC theaters cutting off the air conditioner, or putting on fire. I've heard of stories about fire alarms. I've heard of stories of evacuations, or the sound goes out, or what else has there been? What else has there been? There's been a ton of them. Leave me a comment below if you've had any of these issues. You've gone to go see the movie. Leave a comment below and let me know if that happened to you. And it's been going all over the place. And it beat out Indiana Jones, the opening. You know, it was 4th of July week when it opened, so it beat out Indiana Jones throughout the whole, you know, thing. And I can't believe my ears that these things are happening. You know, it makes no sense to me. Another thing I found out is this movie was made like 6 years ago, and it just got released. And the reason why it didn't get released earlier is because no studio, like none of the what do they call them, the producers, production industries, whatever, Warner Brothers, Paramount, whatever, would not pick this up, would not take this movie. The movie was finished 5 years ago, and no one would pick it up. But Angel Studios came along and picked it up and put it in the theaters. Thank God for Angel Studios. I believe that this is basically the start of the whole Seven Mountain process that we're getting into, and what I've talked about in the past. And so Angel Studios, I think, is the beginning of it. And I think there's going to be more and more and more as we go on. But the reality of this movie is this, that we need to protect our children. We need to make sure that this stops, this ends, and it ends soon, because it doesn't matter what country a child is from. It doesn't matter if it's from a third world country. It doesn't matter if it's here or abroad. Children are they're God's gift. And as Jim Caviezel in the movie, as Tim Ballard said, because God's children are not for sale. I mean, that's a fact. God's children are not for sale. And before you go to bed tonight, before you, if you have children lying in bed, give them, just hug them, kiss them, make them feel loved. Because, again, this is something I think everybody should be on the same page about. Most everybody is. And now we have even more exploitation when it comes to the trans movement, or any of this that is going, the LGBTQ movement that is infiltrating our schools, and teachers are just putting up their rainbow flags and pride flags and the trans flags and all that, and celebrating and encouraging children to change their sex. And again, this is sexualizing our children. They're bringing in books of sexual graphic books in elementary schools. This is a fact. Look it up. It's true. And it's just, it's getting to the point where you need to go to your school boards. You need to stand up and say, I don't like this. I don't like this. This needs to stop. And people need to join school. I mean, we need to get involved in our local schools. We need to get involved in these things and put an end to this. And let's get back to teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic, the 3 R's. Not only that, but also, history, real history, patriotic history, and why America became a free nation, and so forth. Stuff I learned when I was a kid in school. But again, these woke, liberal, leftist lunatics aren't going to let it happen until we, as a nation, puts a stop to it. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm praying that we stand up to these things to protect our children, to make sure that our kids get the education they need, to make sure that they're not being sexualized in our schools. And it's going to end. And again, I'm going to say what Jim Caviezel said, because God's children are not for sale. Amen to that. So anyways, guys, that is my video for today. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. A lot of things going on. It's been a very busy summer for me, and work, and I'm taking some trips, and I'm going so forth. And so I might make some videos of, me going on some vacations and so forth. And I don't know, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this all plays out. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. And again, subscribe, spread this video around, because we need to protect our children. We need to make sure that this thing stops. The child trafficking, the pornography, all that ends. Gets wiped and erased from existence. Thank you so much for watching. God bless all of you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.